Alright, let's start with the obvious question. Why would a defensive coordinator basically poach a player from his former team? Especially when that player's injury history reads like a medical textbook? That's the gamble Jay Bateman's making with Aaron Gates. And honestly, I'm obsessed with this storyline. Because this isn't just about filling a roster spot, it's about rewriting Kentucky's defensive identity in 2026. Let's break it down. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Gates' body. ACL tear, torn labrum. This guy's been through the ringer. But here's the thing a lot of fans miss. Durability in college football isn't just about physicality. It's about how a player adapts. Bateman's basically saying, I've seen his work ethic. I know how he moves. And right now, he's ready. That trust matters. How many coaches would bet on a player with Gates' injury history? Not many. But Bateman isn't just any coach, he's the guy who's seen Gates' potential from day one. Now, let's geek out over scheme for a second. Kentucky's switching to this hyper-aggressive defense, right? And Gates is supposed to be the Swiss Army knife in the slot. Wait, why does that matter? Because modern SEC football is all about versatility in the nickel position. You need someone who can shut down tight ends in the seam, blitz off the edge, and still hold up in man coverage. Gates checks all those boxes. But here's my take. This isn't just about his skill set. It's about Bateman designing a system that minimizes Gates' injury risks. Like, imagine using his blitzing ability strategically instead of asking him to grind through 50 snaps a game. That's smart coaching. Okay, but let's get real. The interception against Georgia? The open field TFL? That's flashy, sure. But what does it really tell us? To me, it shows Gates still has that elite processing speed. Injuries can rob players of their instincts, but his tape says he's still seeing the game at a high level. That's not something you coach. And in a pressure-heavy scheme, that's priceless. But, and this is a big but, how do you keep a guy like this on the field? Kentucky's training staff better have some magic in their playbook. Here's the angle nobody's talking about. This transfer isn't just about 2026. It's about building a culture. Bateman's bringing in a player who's already survived the SEC grind. Gates knows the league's speed, the physicality, the pressure. That experience? It's contagious. Even if he misses a few games, his presence in practice, in the locker room, that elevates everyone. This is less of a get-good-quick move and more of a build-something-lasting move. So, final thoughts. Is this a risky move? Absolutely. But risk and reward are two sides of the same coin in college football. What fascinates me is how this reflects the evolution of defensive schemes. You're not just drafting a body, you're drafting a chess piece who can redefine your entire strategy. And if Gates stays healthy? Kentucky's defense goes from met to nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. What do you think? High-risk bust or underdog story in the making? Drop your takes below. Let's nerd out about this.